We have Chris from Truhouse here, and Chris has got a fantastic story about why you're here. Tell us about that.
So I was a fitter back in the day from 2004 with a family business. So we installed windows and doors locally. And my father set the company up in '82. We fit for about 10 years. He retired, and I wanted to grow the business and get a bit more respect from the installation side of things. So we went in mind to franchise an installing network, which when you look at the facts of how the double glazing installation world is, it's a little bit fluffy around the edges, a little bit white gold, if you like, if anybody's watched White Gold. So we're trying to better the industry. Yep. So we have rebranded as a company from the Stride Window Company, Gloucestershire Limited, to Truhouse. And that was just to neutralise the name so we can go throughout the UK. So we have Stride, our base there. We've got our first kind of franchise set up in Hereford. And what we want to do is set up everybody with the right tools, as in apprenticeships, training, quality. Yep. We want to just better the industry. So people have got more respect for fitting windows and doors, because at the moment it's a little bit dark.
Yeah, trust and respect. And you mentioned the rebrand there, and we can see all the Truhouse branding that I think you've done a cracking job there. And trust, respect, credibility, all that sort of stuff. I love it. I said the first thing I saw feels very much like Farrow and Ball branding, which I quite like.
It's not that white van with blue writing. It's a little bit more than that. The word true came through from trying to be honest, trying to have a bit more clarity in the industry, because that's what we're trying to get across. Is come with us, trust us. We'll look after you. We'll fit it right. We'll have the right quality parts and bits, and then we'll do the after sales bit. We'll look after you, through the whole part. So from an installer's point of view, an interesting fact is that 80% of fitting in the UK is done by man in a van. So those people may not be able to know what SEO is, what USP is, what all that jargon is. So we want to help the people that can do the doing, who fits a very good window, who can set up a door, do a 5-piece bay, whatever, but they're quoting on the weekends, quoting in the evenings, doing all that stuff, trying to go, where do I get a website done? Not great branding. They haven't got time to do that stuff. So we just want to give them all of that package and let them do the bit that they're good at.
And that's the sell for the franchise, basically. And so in terms of your journey, you established 1982, family business up until that point, rebrands and kind of remodel right now. Whereabouts are you on your journey to being able to deliver that franchise to franchisees?
Yeah, so we have developed the franchise. We've got the idea, we've got all of the tools. We're at the Fit Show purely to get people's reaction to, what do you think? What are your gripes in the industry? What do you find difficult? Because we want to develop that into the franchise so that we can make it even better. We're learning things that we don't necessarily know about other people in different parts of the country that they find difficult. So it's getting a bit of feedback and getting ideas of what will work and what won't work before we fully fledge into the franchise.
And just a question based on your experience and the feedback you're getting there, because you say, getting feedback from different parts of the country that might have different challenges maybe with installers. You operate pretty much in the West, and we can see on the map behind us there. As soon as you start going to like Manchester, where buildings are being thrown up left, right and centre, new housing developments, obviously London and the South East, do you get the sense that installers there maybe have different challenges, practical challenges, in comparison to other parts of the UK, maybe where it's less built up and there are, different ways of working?
Interestingly, not really.
Ah, okay.
The problems seem to be the same. The problems with contracts, problems with getting payment from customers. Where do you go to get a decent website? What does that look like? How to employ somebody, where to go for HR help, all these different things. Yep. It is kind of the same for everybody. The regulations conversation is quite a big one. Nobody wants to mention trickle vents, but I'm going to mention trickle vents. That regulation alone is an absolute minefield. And now we've got the new regs coming in for 2025 for U-values to be a certain amount. You know, how does that affect that window I'm selling to Mr. and Mrs. Smith down the road? What do I have to do? How does the conflict of trickle vents and air testing, and how do I work all that out? So with technical help from the GGF and the fencer, we've got some great people that we can just give a call, ask the right questions, and get that answered. So that's another that's another big bonus for us.
Sounds like you're packaging something up that's going to be a real value to the industry. So I wish you every success with that. Speaking of success, you've got a competition on the stand here. Wouldn't be right if we didn't at least mention that. Oh, go on.
Do you drink beer?
Yeah, I do.
Cameraman drink beer.
I'm getting a nod from Tom there.
Yeah, so basically you've just got to...
Let's walk over here and take a look at it. What's the idea here?
So guess how many screws are in the pot? We recognised that we wanted to do something normal, just a normal competition where you can win some beer and have a laugh. So we've got a little QR code here which you'll scan, put your details in, guess how many screws there are, and that's it. Well, if you get it right, you win.
I'm going to guess, and I will scan the QR code in a moment. I'm going to guess about 268.
Okay.
268. Thank you very much indeed.
And I shall put it in the drawer.
If you think,
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. If you think I'm wildly wrong with my guess of 268 and you fancy coming down, having a chat with Chris, finding out a bit more about what truhouse is doing to bring franchising a bit more into the business here and provide some excellent services, I think, like you say, for installers, then come on down, truhouse, grab a chat with Chris and grab a chance of winning something to drink maybe this evening as well. Thanks a lot, Chris. Really good to chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the Bit Show 2023.
Yes.